Session 5 of the CAE Methods and Materials course was delivered by Chris Arsenault. The general topic of this class was video online technologies. It was very informative and thought-provoking. Following the class, we also had a thought-provoking discussion about the future of video and generally of online presence. One of the things Chris said in this discussion was that he believed that within his lifetime, or even sooner, the written word will become obsolete. Think about that for a minute. Imagine if all the written words of any language were no longer useful to people. Chris postulated that most of the learning will be done by visual, verbal instructions or pictures. Humans have been using the written word for thousands of years, like what's shown in this ancient papyrus manuscript, period. Whether it be one of these old manuscripts or a modern textbook, the information can be rather dry and can be difficult to retain when there's only words on the page. Even old stone tablets had some kind of pictorials or hieroglyphics on them to make them easier to understand. As paper textbooks evolved, the words began to be blended with illustrations once more. This very old medical textbook has some very detailed illustrations, but it also has some fairly complex words. This infographics from a 1971 National Geographic article has very little words and mostly illustrations, but there is a fair bit of information that is available from it. This later infographic from a National Geographic article has more text in it and arguably more detailed illustrations, but the net effect is there's a tremendous amount of information available from this one slide. All of the material in this video up to this point was created before the invention of the internet. Now there are devices similar to the one here that could conceivably contain all of the written material in the world created since the time that writing began. By typing 2 words into a Google search, I can, within less than a second, come up with more than 56 million nodes of information on the Roman Empire alone. Each one of those nodes could be an entire textbook, conceivably. Clicking on one of the links in Google could bring me to a website like this, where there could be an almost exponential amount of information available, whether it be in videos, pictures, interactives, text, essays. The title of this video asked, "Is the demise of the written word imminent?" I'll have to respectfully disagree with Chris and say that no, its demise is not imminent. Chris seemed to suggest that the rise of the internet and all of the devices and technology we have is making the written word less important. In my view, those factors are only making the written word more important. I believe there is a growing amount of good writers out there, and the internet has only now brought them to our exposure. And this is a good thing.